Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making blonde brownies. Yes, blonde brownies. So simple, and I know that you have every one of these ingredients in your kitchen, except you might not have walnuts. If you don't, if you have pecans, you can use that, but today I chose to use walnuts. So let's get started. I'm starting out with 1/2 stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup of butter. 1 cup of light brown sugar. 1 cup of light brown sugar, and this is packed, so it has a lot of light brown sugar in it. 1 egg. 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And I sifted this and then I measured it. And how do I know that that's 3/4? I had a little 1/4 of a cup measuring cup, and so I did that 3 times. 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose sifted flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, and 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped walnuts. Today I'm going to use an 8x8 baking pan. I'm going to spray this with Baker's Joy. I'm not advertising for Baker's Joy, but that is my preferred spray. It has flour in it, so I'm going to spray our pan really well with that. And I'm going to use this small saucepan. Now the first thing that I need to do is to melt our 1/2 stick of butter. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in this little saucepan. I'm going to take it over to the stove, melt it on low heat, and I'll be back and I'll bring you in close and we'll make the brownies together. Our butter is melted, so next we're adding our light brown sugar. And this is 1 packed cup of light brown sugar. We're just going to mix this around in the butter. Just making sure that all the brown sugar is incorporated and is wet and is mixed with the butter. Now we're going to need to allow this to cool, but it won't take but just a minute for it to cool. But I'm just pressing it down with my spatula, making sure that it's mixed together, incorporated with the butter and the sugar. I don't know about you, but I dearly love foods that are made with brown sugar. So there we have that. We have our brown sugar and our butter mixed. I'm going to set this aside and let it cool just a minute because we're going to be adding our egg and I don't want it to be really, really hot. So I'm going to set that aside and let it cool. I like to mix my dry ingredients together. We have 3/4 of a cup of sifted all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to sift this together, mixing our dry ingredients together. And I'm going to let our butter and brown sugar, light brown sugar, cool for just a minute, and I'll be back and we'll finish up these brownies and get them in the oven. Our brown sugar and butter has cooled, so now we're going to add our egg, and I'm just going to beat this up a little bit before adding it to the mixture. Okay, so we're just adding our egg. And sometimes if I'm working with small amounts of ingredients, I like to use a fork. You could use a whisk, you could use a spatula, whatever you want to use, just to mix it up really well and get it all incorporated. But this fork works well for me. You could double this recipe, you could triple it, but you can begin to see why these are called brown or blonde brownies, because of the light brown sugar that we're using. So next we're going to add our dry ingredients, and I'm just going to pour it in there, mixing it up, stirring it around. So now I'm going to swap off and get my beloved spoon that I love so much and just mix this around, stirring it around. This is going to be so good. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. We're going to cook the brownies about 25 minutes, but I'll check it at 20. We don't want to overcook the brownies. And also when they get done, I'm going to cut them while they're warm. So I've mixed this up, and now we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. Stir that around. Just mixing it up, stirring it around. And then we're coming in with our 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped walnuts. And that is it. That is all that it takes to mix up these brownies. How quick and easy is that? Now I'm going to set that aside, get my pan, and I'm going to spray it with Baker's Joy. You can tell I'm really generously, I think I missed a spot right there. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to pour our brownies in the pan. And I like to pour around the sides and the corners. I don't just dump it in the middle. I like to pour it along the sides and the corners. Getting it all out of the pan. I like every drop. Break this off. Then I'll spread it out where it might not be even. And it's ready to go in the oven on 350 degrees. And when it gets done, we'll have some beautiful blonde brownies. I'll be back. Okay, our brownies, our blonde brownies are done and out of the oven. I cooked them for 25 minutes. And on the last 5 minutes, I put a piece of foil over mine, just simply because my oven cooks hot. So we're going to cut these and see how they look and how they taste, and I know they're going to be wonderful. Now remember that this is not a large recipe, so if you need more brownies, then you just need to double or triple your recipe. I'm going to brag on myself. I'm getting better at cutting these squares. Look at that. Watch me mess up now because I bragged on myself. Oh goodness. That's one of my favorite quotes, is that you have to laugh to keep from crying sometimes. So let's see if it'll come out. Yep. There we go. We have blonde brownies. So I'm going to put them on this tray. I'm going to taste that one. That is so good. So delicious. I'm going to set that right there so that you can see. Oh my goodness, this is a treat today. Somebody's going to receive a treat, I can tell you that right now. Pretty brownies. And look how many it made. I didn't think it was going to make very many, did you? And we've got 2 to place on top. Whoops. And there you have it. A pedestal full of blonde brownies. Let's taste. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for helping me to make these blonde brownies. And now let's just taste one. I like the outside. I don't know, you may like the middle brownies, but I like the outside. It's crunchy. That is so delicious. I hope you'll try this recipe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. You're just such precious friends to me, and I appreciate you so much. I hope you make some of these, and thank you for sharing my recipe. I'll see you again really soon.